The Kansas City Chiefs just got some bad news, and it involves Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams. We'll tell you everything you need to know what's going on in just a matter of moments here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Before we go any further in today's show, folks, so we are getting so close to 60,000 subscribers here on the channel, just over 500 away from reaching that next milestone. For the latest happenings in your Kansas City Chiefs, even during the bye week, we got you covered as we bring you our daily news and rumors, breaking news, Q-Day mailbags, live shows, watch parties for most game days throughout the season as well. It's all in one place. If you're a real member of the kingdom, you got to be subscribed to the Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, and we'll get started with today's show. Bad news for Kansas City. According to reports from one of the Las Vegas Raiders beat reporters from The Athletic, the Chiefs are out of the picture of the sweepstakes for Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams. Here's more from Reid, who posted the following. Teams out on Davante: Chiefs, Cowboys, Ravens, and Commies. Teams still in: Jets, Saints, Steelers, and Bills. And what's interesting about that situation, the Jets, obviously, they just moved on from their head coach, Robert Saleh, but still looking to be aggressive. The Saints, Derek Carr's out, and that was part of the connection with Davante Adams, was potentially reuniting with Derek Carr, much like Aaron Rodgers there with the Jets, Steelers, and Bills looking for receiver help. In all honesty, I'm not surprised by this news that the Chiefs are out on the Davante Adams sweepstakes, and for the number one reason above anything else is, why on earth would the Las Vegas Raiders be looking to help out the Kansas City Chiefs? Not just in the same division and all, but just the pure hatred that is there. This is one of the best rivalries in football between the Chiefs and the Raiders. These two teams do not like each other. Al Davis, he would have arisen from the grave as a ghost and probably haunted his own son had he dared trade his best offensive player to the arch-rival Kansas City Chiefs as they tried to win their third straight Super Bowl. These things just don't happen between these two organizations. The other reason why that I'm not surprised by this move is the Chiefs are not in a desperate position. Despite everything that you've heard about the Kansas City Chiefs of, wow, they are so shorthanded at the skill positions. And they are, without Pacheco and without Hollywood Brown and without Rashee Rice, and none of those guys look like they're returning anytime soon. Maybe Pacheco, but at least the other two could be out for the entire season potentially. But they've gotten enough positive play, sitting at 5-0, might I add, at the bye week, that they're not in a position where, like, wow, we have to make a move. Now, this is all relative. Things could change, and we'll tell you more about the Chiefs' plans coming up later. But this is not something where the Chiefs have a gun to their head and say, yeah, we got to get rid of some draft capital because we have to have Davante Adams now to save our season. The season's still going really well. Now, that's not a knock on Davante Adams at all. This is not to say that Davante Adams is not a great football player, one of the best receivers in the league still, coming off 3 first-team All-Pro appearances from 2020 to 2022, 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time NFL receiving touchdowns leader with 2 different quarterbacks with Rodgers and Carr. This guy's a future first-ballot Hall of Famer. He's been fantastic, but the Chiefs are not desperate. Now, the only way that things end up changing, and this is all relative, so there could be changes along the way. You never know. But the only way the Chiefs get back into this is if the trade market is not what the Raiders hope for, and the Chiefs end up calling and say, you know what, Las Vegas, we got you an offer you can't refuse. An offer that's so much better than everybody else out there. And you think about this, too, when we're talking about potential scenarios and all that with this Kansas City Chiefs situation. If they offer something that's a little bit better than some of the other teams out there, I think the Raiders would take a worse deal than rather give Davante Adams to Kansas City. It would have to be something that is glowingly better than everybody else, that they say, you know what, we'd be stupid to say no to this. And at least right now, anyway, I don't see that happening. Should the Chiefs trade for Davante Adams? Type T for trade, P for pass. Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think if the Chiefs should make a trade for Adams or not. More to come here in just a moment, but first, let's tell you about today's sponsor. That is Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more. Royals about to get started here in a little bit. Still time to get tickets on Game Time, and the prices go down the closer you get to the event starting. Maybe you're looking for Royals tickets. Maybe it's Chiefs games. Maybe Sporting Kansas City. I'm repping SKC today. Whatever it may be, Game Time's got you covered. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. You choose your seat. You look at their seat views and get the visual, see what that seat is like, and then you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Be on the lookout for a super deal as well. If you see a super deal, that's going to be one you don't want to pass up on. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. So I know what some of you may be wondering. What is the Chiefs' game plan going forward from here without Rashee Rice, without Hollywood Brown? What do they have in mind for this wide receiver position? And the Chiefs' plan goes as follows. The next couple of weeks after the bye week, when they return to the football field, they are going to continue to evaluate the current wide receiver room. And if they like what they see, then they won't make any changes. They'll roll with what they got. If there's not any more injuries, if these guys play at a high level, then they're A-okay. But if they feel like that it's not good enough and they need to improve, then they'll make a deal at the trade deadline. And they are just, about 3.5 weeks away from that trade deadline coming up on November 5th. So they have time to figure this out. And you look at this receiver room right now with where things stack up. Xavier Worthy, your rookie, has looked pretty good to start the season. Juju stepped up and held his own against the New Orleans Saints. You got Justin Watson there. And then McCole Hardman and Sky Moore, more your special teams guys. They would like to see more out of those guys. But did we forget about Travis Kelce? He's also a part of this equation. I know he's not a wide receiver, but Travis Kelce's still arguably the best tight end in football. And what we've seen from Kelce the last 2 weeks without Rashee Rice there, Kelce has answered the call, and he has stepped up, and they're going to continue to call on 87 and say, look, big fella, we need you now more than ever. Get everything out of the tank you possibly can because your number is going to be called a whole lot, especially when you're talking about replacing Rashee Rice in the middle of the field and as a possession receiver. You're not really going to get much out of that from Xavier Worthy. That's where you turn to Travis Kelce of where he's answered the call. The other thing, too, that makes this easier for the Chiefs is what they've seen from Juju. Juju's been a pleasant surprise. I'll be honest with you. I thought Juju was cooked. I thought he had literally nothing left in the tank. When you're getting released by the Patriots, who are arguably the worst team in the National Football League, then you got to be saying to yourself, if he can't play for them, who can he play for? Apparently, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, and he looked fantastic against the Saints the other night with 7 catches, 130 yards. Sure, he had that drop pass that turned into an interception and all that. But Juju might be the answer we're looking for. And the thing about Patrick Mahomes that makes him so great, that separates him from some of the other quarterbacks in football, is getting the most out of his guys. Kind of like that Tom Brady thing that we saw at the end of his career in New England, where he was throwing the ball to guys that should be bagging groceries or working at a laundromat. And what do you know? These guys are playing at a high level and getting the most out of them. Juju falls in under that category. Kareem Hunt falls under that category. And to me, it's just a testament to 15 and how good he is. Should the Chiefs add another receiver? If it's not Davante Adams, should they go forward and go find somebody? Weigh in, let us know. Type Y for yes, in for no. Chime in. Subscribe now to the Chiefs Report for continuing Chiefs coverage you won't find anywhere else. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time.